Imagine waking up to the news that over 100 soldiers have been killed in a single attack at an army base in Burkina Faso. This isn't just an isolated incident. It's a potential catalyst for a larger, more sinister plan. The attack, claimed by the jihadist group Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin, JNIM, has left the nation reeling and questioning its security. The following day, a rocket explodes near the headquarters of the state television, further deepening the chaos.
Here we go again. Another attack at an army base in Burkina Faso. This time around, reportedly, the attack has unalived 100 soldiers. Jihadist group Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin has said it was behind the attack in the northern town of Mansilla. And according to reports, the following day, there was an explosion near the headquarters of the state television. According to reports, armed men attacked the military base and they were able to unalive 100 soldiers. There were even speculations and reports that the leader of the military government, Ibrahim Traoré, was not doing well as well.
Merely random acts of terror, but part of a calculated effort to destabilize Burkina Faso. Why is it that when one Africa country stands to regain its freedom from the Western countries, they face with a bigger problem, like war, to destabilize the economy? It is often said that when this is no enemy within, enemy outside would not have a chance. This assertion is questioning the neighboring countries around Burkina Faso. Is it safe to say African countries are enemy of themselves? Why do they seem to be used against each other?
Recognition that part of the problem of the African continent is our disunity. Africa is disrespected because she is disunited. The day that Africa unites, the day that Africa chooses to do things in a coordinated way, that is the day the world will begin to respect Africa. You know?
The JNIM, an al-Qaeda affiliate, has explicitly taken responsibility for the brutal assault, showing off captured weapons and soldiers in videos. Yet, as shocking as this is, it raises more questions than it answers. How did such a well-coordinated attack slip through the cracks of Burkina Faso's defenses? You remember Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the leader of the military junta, has accused neighboring Ivory Coast and Benin of collaborating with France to...
Shifting focus to Burkina Faso in West Africa. The country's military leader, Ibrahim Traoré, has leveled strong accusations against France. He has accused the former colonial power of destabilizing his country. Traoré says France is destabilizing Burkina Faso with support from West African nations Benin and Ivory Coast. He also claimed to have evidence for the same.
These are grave allegations, hinting at a broader geopolitical chess game. What if the economic blockades imposed by these neighboring countries, allegedly at France's behest, are designed to suffocate Burkina Faso's economy? Could this be a tactic to force the nation back into a dependent relationship with France, from which it has been trying to extricate itself? The plot thickens when we consider the historical context. Remember how Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger severed their ties with the West African regional bloc, ECOWAS. This move might have set the stage for these current tensions. Traoré's accusations suggest that the economic and security pressures on Burkina Faso are retribution for its defiance. Is this a classic case of economic warfare masked as diplomatic friction? Adding fuel to the fire, Traoré has asserted that there are French military bases in Benin being used to train terrorists aimed at destabilizing Burkina Faso. He even claims to have evidence of this, including audio recordings of French agents conspiring with terrorists. Can we dismiss these allegations, or should we brace ourselves for explosive revelations? Looking at similar instances in African history, we see patterns that are hard to ignore. For example, France has been accused of meddling in Mali's internal affairs, with allegations of supporting separatist movements and violating airspace to supply terrorists. Could Burkina Faso be the latest victim in a series of covert operations aimed at maintaining French influence in Africa? This will surprise you. Despite numerous challenges facing Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traoré has this month provides 15 mobile clinics, 36 vehicles, including 13 refrigerated vehicles, 12 station wagons, 11 pickups, 3 oxygen production units, 11 cold rooms, 835 tablets, 1,900 solar refrigerators, 110 freezers, and 14 generators for the Ministry of Health in the country. The Ministry of Health is also providing 4,000 free cataract surgeries for patients. Last month, 400 tractors were procured to plow farmers' fields free of charge to contribute to food security. Seeds and fertilizer were also given. After kicking the collective West out of their domain, Burkina Faso now has one of the fastest-growing economies with local industries like textile and gold booming, all supported by a new profitable and local agriculture base that the president himself is encouraging. Trust me, you won't see all these on the big screen because he is not part of them. At 36, he is the youngest president worldwide, and he is leading Africa into the next revolution. But let's not forget that on the other side, tensions is arising. Operations aimed at maintaining French influence in Africa. As tensions rise, Traoré's rhetoric becomes more combative. In a fiery speech, he condemned the leaders of Ivory Coast and Benin, accusing them of betraying African unity. Are these leaders puppets in a larger geopolitical strategy, or are they acting out of their national interests? Meanwhile, the French government and its military have categorically denied these allegations, asserting that their presence in Africa is limited to agreed bases and cooperative military exercises. But who is telling the truth? Are these denials just diplomatic smokescreens? In light of these developments, what does the future hold for Burkina Faso and its neighbors? Will the evidence Traoré promises to reveal change the dynamics of West African politics? And most importantly, can Africa overcome these internal and external pressures to achieve true unity and stability? In the midst of many African countries striving to shake off French influence, Ivory Coast and Benin have surprisingly embraced France. Ivory Coast, for instance, maintains a strong economic and military relationship with France. French businesses dominate key sectors in Ivory Coast, and the French military has a substantial presence there, ostensibly to help combat terrorism, but perhaps also to exert influence. Similarly, Benin's ties with France are evident through their ongoing military cooperation and economic agreements. France provides military training and support to Benin, which some argue is a guise for maintaining a strategic foothold in the region. Are these relationships born out of genuine cooperation, or are they strategic moves by France to retain its grip on its former colonies? The historical context of France's involvement in Ivory Coast is particularly telling. During the Ivorian Civil War in the early 2000s, France intervened militarily, ostensibly to protect its citizens and stabilize the region. However, many Ivorians viewed this intervention as neo-colonialism, an attempt by France to control the country's politics and resources. This history of intervention and influence has created a complex relationship between Ivory Coast and France, marked by both cooperation and resentment. Given this context, why do some African countries see each other as enemies rather than allies? Why do they prefer to run to Western countries for help when they could seek support from their fellow African nations? These questions highlight the deep-seated divisions and mistrust that have been sown over decades, often exacerbated by external powers. As we delve deeper into these intricate geopolitical dynamics, we must ask ourselves, who truly benefits from these alliances? And at what cost to the people and nations involved? The answers might not be clear-cut, but the pursuit of truth and justice is essential for the future of Africa. As this story unfolds, stay tuned, comment your view, and subscribe to our channel.
If you are still not following us, you are probably never going to see us again. But if you are, congrats. You are on a journey of discovery as we unlock the mysteries of the past.